Welcome to another episode of Between Love and Lessons, Unfiltered Conversations with Courtney Arlesia. Hey y'all, it's Courtney Arlesia. Today I want to introduce you to my new podcast, Between Love and Lessons, Unfiltered Conversations with me, the Courtney Arlesia. This episode is just going to be an introduction episode where I share with you all what's to come. And also, I want to share a message today that's been very close to my heart. So, just to take you back for a little bit, if you've been following me for a while or if you are new to me, I already have a podcast, which is a meditation and prayer podcast. It's called 2 Minutes of Your Time. I absolutely love that podcast, and I've been on a pause with it because I want it to become a visual podcast. So, absolutely, positively stay tuned for that. But y'all, since starting my Substack journey and launching July 1st, I have been experienced such creative flow, creative energy, and here lately I've been allowing myself to rest. So because of that rest, I feel more rejuvenated and my mind is just constantly pouring out something new to come up with. But I realized that you could do a podcast on Substack, and I was like, okay, well, what do I want Substack to look like for me? And what do I want the space that I'm creating? What do I want it to feel like? And I want it to feel authentic. I want it to feel safe. I want it to feel inviting. And I want it to feel like, like you kicking it with your homegirl and you just getting all these updates, but you also getting spiritual and mental wellness advice too. And so those are the things that you are going to be getting in this podcast. And I'm sharing this to share the difference between 2 minutes every time, which is coming. Pray for me, be patient with me, send positive vibes for it. Um, and between love and lessons and what's going to happen here. And so the Between Love and Lesson podcast is definitely going to fit with my Substack. I was thinking the other day, I have my writings on so many platforms and I'm grateful for that. You can visit my website, CourtneyArlesia.com. You can visit my Medium, CourtneyArlesia.medium.com. And now you have my Substack, and I've been able to contribute to numerous platforms as well. So um, I am looking forward to sharing this space with you all and being transparent and having healing conversations and telling you all about my journey. Many of you all know I stepped into full time entrepreneurship 2 years ago, and what a whirlwind it has been. But I wouldn't change it for anything. That's how I know that I'm in alignment. And so I am grateful for everything I have experienced on my journey. And I'm so grateful that I am seeing God fulfill his promises to me in a brand new way. So it's been hard to trust God. It's been challenging at times, and it's been a challenge to face all of these adjustments as I push towards my dreams and goals. And let's not forget when we look around us, what's happening in the world today, and how that also challenges you, especially when you are already the minority. So, but y'all, um, that actually gets me into the message that I wanted to share. But before I get into the message, I do want to let you all know to subscribe. Shout out to my paid subscribers. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Everybody that's following me, everybody that's reading my articles and sharing my essays. Like, I appreciate your love. Checking out my interviews, it's amazing to me. So make sure that if you are listening to this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please consider being a paid subscriber as well. That would mean so much to me. And then expect this podcast to be updated at least twice a month. Um, because I'm launching the podcast and my creative juices are flowing, and I actually have a list of topics that I already want to talk about, y'all. There may be some back-to-back episodes, so that's another reason why you gotta subscribe. Hold on to the edge of your seats, y'all. It's gonna get good because God is amazing, and that's what I am expecting, good and great things from Him, right? And so, I'm excited about this podcast, and also, y'all. There's going to be plenty of episodes or many episodes that are going to just be for paid subscribers, going to be paid content, but it's going to be really good where I get to share more about my journey and be authentic in my conversation. And I'm going to be real, and I'm going to say um, the truth that aligns with me, you know. And I think some of us, we want to make our journey look like sunshine and roses, but that's not how we grow. Painting a pretty picture, and there's highs and lows to this, and but in every high and in every low, I've learned something and I'm grown, and so I'm really grateful. So there's going to be paid exclusive content. So thank you all again that are subscribing, whether you're a free subscriber, paid subscriber. If you share my work, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Y'all, thank you so much. All right, y'all, let's get into this message for today. So I have been thinking a lot about Sarah and Abraham. And I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I woke up this morning and I said to my Lord and Savior Jesus, please do not make me like Sarah. So if you are familiar with the Bible story, Sarah and Abraham, and I feel like even if you don't grow up in church, like if you just any adjacent to Christianity, you've heard this story, right? And so Sarah was promised that she would birth a son, and this son that she birthed would be promised, like will be blessed through God as well, and God would make him really, really fruitful, right? And years, centuries, decades pass, and Sarah has not had this baby yet. And so Sarah starts to get impatient with her promise, and takes matters into her own hand, and she's like introduces her husband to this woman as like, hey, God said he was going to give us this promise, but the promise ain't showed up yet. So you have a son with this lady. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm unable to do it, so have a son with her. And so at that moment, her emotion, her desperation, her lack of understanding for God's full plan and full picture for her life, she interrupted God's plan and created her own plan. And that plan, y'all, ended up creating tension and jealousy and unnecessary challenges in her life, not just for that moment, but in the duration of that child's life, the other son that was born, right? And I'm not going to go into all the details, y'all. Definitely go and read your Bible. Definitely go read the story. Definitely go and get your own connection and word from it. But check this out. So Sarah um, takes matters into her own hand. She tells her husband to have a baby by another woman. He does it. And now, do you know what? Sarah still is upset. She is still mad. She is still pissed off because she has not received her promise. And so she thought if she intercepted God's plan, that she would feel whole. But what she realized is that even though she intervened and tried to make God's plan her plan, it did not change her feelings about it. So what Sarah should have done was sought the Lord a little bit more and prayed a little bit more and asked for more patience and guidance and more direction and understanding to fill her cup in her weight or her promise. But thank God for grace and mercy, because even though Sarah did that, God still fulfilled his promise to her. Because when God said he's going to do it, he's going to do it. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter what we do. God is still going to do it. And so something else I was telling a friend is that there was always a date on Sarah's promise, and her promise still showed up the exact date that God said it was going to. The only person that was dealing with challenges in that situation was Sarah. And so, like, sometimes we have to get to a place in our life where we're asking God to help our unbelief, help us grow and evolve from the frustration of that the weight is bringing on. And so thank God for grace, thank God for mercy, because Sarah could have sabotaged her whole entire promise, y'all. But God was so kind to her. God was so kind to her that he still blessed her and fulfilled her promise to her the exact date that he said he was going to do it, y'all. And so a couple things that I want to remind us, right? That not to allow impatience to make us foolish, to make us desperate, or to allow it to sabotage our promise, right? Also, I want to remind you to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not onto your own understanding. If you are having a hard time waiting on the Lord, I'm praying for your strength. I'm praying for your courage. I'm praying that your mindset grows and expands to thoughts of victory, thoughts of abundance, thoughts of God's love for you, because God promises you that He will not leave you and He will not forsake you. And His word is true and He's sure to come through. And so, y'all, as I um, go through this journey of this new podcast, I plan to share more tools and techniques in my stories too that will be impactful for us in our journey and helping us grow. Listen, it's hard to wait on the Lord. If don't nobody understand, I understand. But one thing I know for certain, and two things I know for sure, is that God is going to do it. He said that He would, and He is. And so you don't have to even look at Sarah's story. You can look at your own and check your own history, excuse me, and God's track record in your life, because God has done it for you time and time again. So keep trusting, keep believing. And also, y'all know I love music. Music is my passion, music is my joy, and I love to incorporate it in all that I do. And so I created a playlist, Apple Music playlist. I used to do Apple Music and Spotify, y'all. But I'm just one me, so it's just Apple Music right now. But it's a playlist is for us, reminding us don't worry, don't give up, to trust in God's timing. Check it out. I have linked it in the article below, in the description below. So make sure you check it out. So y'all, thank you for tuning in today. And I'll see you next time for another episode of Between Love and Lessons, Unfiltered Conversations with Courtney Arlesia.